Have you ever been in a situation when you have your Fuji camera and you're shopping online for an affordable wide angle option and you're going through it, then you come across a good few options and you're like, hey, these could work. And then you see that total cost, you see that price, and you're thinking, do you know what? I only really want this for a particular type of photo. I don't think this is worth the price. I need something more affordable. The solution could be cheaper than you think, and this could be the solution. So let's quickly check it out. Hair's getting a bit out wild and crazy, so we're gonna hit it with a hat again. Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Leo back here for yet another video, and today we're gonna be looking up and checking out and reviewing the Pregear 10mm f8 wide-angle lens. Just a FYI, this lens was sent to me, but by no means it's gonna be a biased opinion. This is my honest opinion. I have no ties or no obligation to make a biased opinion based on this lens. With that out the way, let's jump into the review. So like most of you, you've probably been in that situation when you have your Fuji camera and you're looking for that wide angle solution to the already amazing setup of lenses that they have. But for some reason, the options for wide angle affordable lenses are very slim when it comes to the Fuji cameras. So the cheapest you're looking at is the Fuji 10-24 f4, which is gonna set you back around 800 plus bucks. For some people, that is a really expensive option just for having a wide angle lens. When you got manufacturers like Canon producing the 10-18, which is really affordable. I think I picked mine up back in the day for about 200 bucks. Like that for me is a budget friendly solution. But unfortunately, Fuji hasn't released a solution to this issue that you have when it comes to wide angle lenses. So what do? Step up third-party companies. And for me, that is like music to my ears. Third-party companies have saved my pockets on so many lenses. You can literally go onto Amazon and buy a 35 f1.8 lens for street photography, manual, all manual by the way, and you can pick it up for about 60 bucks. Like back in the day when I started doing photography, these options never existed. And the ones that did exist were so bad that you wouldn't even want to consider them as a liable option. So step up the Pregear 10mm f8. On paper, you're thinking 10mm, okay, it's fairly wide. f8, that's pretty slow. And you're not gonna be able to use this in low light. And I'm gonna tell you now, you will not be able to use this lens in low light. I went to London to shoot with this lens with not the highest expectations, but what I got from it was quite surprising. And if you guys follow my Instagram, which I will leave linked below, you've probably already seen some examples of this lens. And we're gonna go through it now and have a conversation about it. We're going to talk about the size of it. This lens is pretty much a body cap for your camera. It's so tiny, it can fit like, it barely protrudes outside the camera. This could be an awesome little hack option for those that want to have a body cap, but at the same time can take with them a super wide angle lens, which is great. And the fact that you can pick this lens up for about £65 on Amazon right now is amazing. By the way, this lens will be linked below for UK, US and all that good stuff. I'm not being paid to endorse this lens. Those links are just there for your convenience. So if you want to check them out, go ahead and click the links below and check those out. All right, let's do another test of the bokeh. Let's see if it works. So I'm gonna put it onto 0.3 and I'm gonna try and get this and make the back some sort of out of focus. So let's see if we can do it. Even though it's an f8, it does have a minimum focus of 0.3, which is pretty damn good, and up to infinity. And you have that like distance, this little focus tab, which is actually quite nice when you're focusing. And at first I thought it wouldn't do much in terms of like, it's f8, everything's gonna be practically in focus. But surprisingly, it did come in handy and it did make a bit of a difference. Let's not forget that I am using the Fuji X Pro 1, so the focus peaking on this camera is pretty bad, but I'm surprised it has it anyway, considering when this camera first came out, it had no such thing as focus peaking. But now it does, has these little white outlines, which is really hard to read, especially in daylight. But it works. It's there and it works to an extent. Being an f8 lens, this is basically a dedicated daylight lens. So you're going to take this with you when it's bright daylight, morning time, probably just about peaking golden hour past. This is where this lens is going to be definitely preferred, you could say. So like I said, I went into the shooting experience with not the highest of expectations, thinking, okay, it's probably gonna be a super wide fisheye lens. It's not gonna produce anything that I could say, hey, I can put this on my Instagram or I can show off to my friends. I thought it would just be gonna be a kind of gimmick lens, as you could say. But I was quite surprised of the results. So from a few of the images, when you zoom right in, you can actually see this lens in the middle is super sharp. It does have some warping to the edge, but I think that's what gives it a weird, cool character to it. I honestly went out with my X Pro 1, this lens, and then my Fuji X100V, just in case. I was like, hey, do you know what? I just want to shoot regular. But I ended up gravitating to shooting with this setup a lot more than my X100V, purely because I can get some crazy creative shots. A lot of times when people do photography, they like to isolate the subject from the background. But with a lens like this, the subject becomes a point in the overall photo. So the background becomes a focal point and the subject becomes the story within that. And I think that way of shooting is amazing, and I never thought I would like it as much as I did. It's definitely influenced my style of photography in terms of what I want out of a photo. I've been shooting a lot more 5.6 to f8 now on my Fuji X100V, which is something that I probably never really do. I normally keep at f2, f2.8 to kind of get a bit of separation from the background. But now, getting those immersive scenes, just taking a photo and it's like this huge scene with a subject in the middle that's telling a story, I think that is definitely a pro that's come out of me using this little 65-pound lens. I will be using this for a future project, so guys, look out for that. I think it's gonna be pretty cool. Has this lens got flaws? Of course it has. It's 65 pounds. You can't get a lens like this and expect it to be perfect edge to edge. It does have a bit of vignetting on the side. It does warp, but again, that can be corrected if you want to in post. And overall, the sharpness of this lens is pretty damn good for the price, and I'm really impressed with it. So is this an option for the budget-friendly photographer who wants a wide angle option? Definitely, yeah. Personally, I think it is. It's 65 bucks, you can't go wrong. And you definitely won't regret picking this up, especially if it's something that you just want to use for a particular type of photography or using it from time to time. I think you'll be quite happy with this lens. So that comes to the end of the review. It's definitely changed and added a new style and a new way of taking photos for me. So I thank you for that. For those that decide to pick up this lens or already own this lens, I'm very interested to see what you make with it. So hit me up on Instagram, which is linked below. Send me links to your page and I'll check them out. And let's see what we create with these cool lenses. Again, we live in a world where third-party lenses are everywhere and you can get a lot for the budget solution. And you know what we are like here on this channel. Budget solutions are the best solutions. We just made a trademark, guys. We're rolling with that. Budget solutions are the best solutions. So you guys, that's all I got for you today. I hope you enjoyed this little review, this little video, and I hope you enjoyed the images that I took with this camera and this lens combo. Like I said in the previous video, I will be coming out with a few new additions to the channel, which I hope you're looking forward to. One of them being something that's aimed at my budget solutions are the best solution friends. So keep an eye out for that. That'll be coming up really soon. So guys, if you enjoy the content I make, consider subscribing to my channel because it does help a lot and it helps the community grow. And yeah, it's a pretty cool thing to do. If you think this video could be useful to anyone that you know or someone that is looking for a budget solution, consider sharing it to them because sharing is caring, I guess. And let's not forget to click that notification bell because we all know, by now, everyone should know that it's the coolest thing to do. And yeah, that's all I got. So guys, as always, keep creating, keep doing what you love, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace. Can't reach it. Let's take a picture. Peace. It's not even on. It's got no battery. There it is. Ugh.